In case you haven't heard, the Democrat Party, while flailing and numbers are dropping lower than the floor, right now the Democrat Party, the Congressional Democrat Party and Senate Democrat Party, their approval rating currently is at 21%, the lowest it's been in the history of the party, and it's about to get much worse. This upcoming Tuesday, President Trump is planning to address the joint sessions of Congress. Now, during this joint session, as he addresses Congress, usually we wait for the State of the Union. And, you know, during the State of the Union, the president steps up and they talk about what they plan on doing, what they hope to do. But President Trump, after being in office for only 5 weeks, is going to be able to step up and speak to Congress, the joint session of Congress, and actually explain to them the wins that he's already had in the first 5 weeks. And the Democrats, with them having no strategy, no leader, no clear message, they know that him stepping up doing that means doom for their party. So what are they going to try to do? They have to try to steal the spotlight or to show some form of pushback, some form of protest in a way that they feel like they can regain the trust and regain the support of the American people. So with all of these wins, the Democrats know when Trump steps up there to speak, it can make them look even worse than what they already do. So what do? They double down on looking horrible. You won't believe that the Democrat Party is planning one of two things. It's either going to be some that are boycotting, they're just not going to show up at all. And then you have others like Chuck Schumer who are pushing for members to come to the session and bring a +1. They want them to bring somebody who is pissed off about being fired under what Doge is doing, is afraid of whatever lunatic crap the left is telling people to be afraid of. They're going to bring disruptors into the session. And they're going to scream and they're going to try to interrupt. They're going to do all the things that is really going to show the American people how unserious they are about fixing things. But rather than me sit here talking about it, I've got some video clips that not only show you what they're planning, but let you hear what strategists on that side is informing them and stressing them to do. Check this out.
Madeline Rivera joins us live from Washington. Maddie, good morning. What does the resistance look like?
Yeah, Democrats are divided over that. So President Trump is expected to highlight some of the work his administration has done and the rest of the work they want to do in his first address to Congress since retaking office. He has moved with lightning speed, wielding his executive authority to address the border and reshape the federal government. And his expansive use of that power has left Democrats wondering how to respond. Axios reports House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer do want members to attend the speech with a +1. A congressional memo obtained by Axios asks House Democrats attending the joint address bring a guest who has been harmed by the Trump administration's early actions. But other Democrats reportedly are weighing not attending. Lawmakers who are supposedly leaning against or are undecided about going include Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren, and Massachusetts Senator Ed Markey, among others. Per the Washington Post, former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who notably tore apart the president's State of the Union address back in 2020, is now encouraging members to, quote, let the president stew in his own juice. Pelosi, who's still widely respected within the Democratic conference, reportedly wants Democrats to focus on the Republicans' budget framework. That GOP blueprint would enact the president's agenda while also call for spending cuts, which Democrats argue would slash programs like Medicaid. That, in Pelosi's view, would be a much more effective way for Democrats to respond rather than simply interrupting the president's speech. So we'll see. Charlie, Rachel, and Peter.
Thank you, Matt.
So Chuck Schumer is wanting them to bring a +1 who has been affected by what Trump is doing. What has he done? He's closed down the border. What, you're going to bring an illegal immigrant in to talk about how upset they are that they came in illegally and now they got to go? Or you're going to bring one of those federal workers in who was with USAID that was spending our money all across the world, spending like $45 million for DEI scholarships in Burma or $20 million on Sesame Street in Iraq. You're going to bring one of those people in? Or will it be one of the people, one of the federal workers who was offered an 8-month severance with full benefits to be able to find another job if they're not happy working for the federal government and don't want to come back into the office? Will it be one of those upset people? Because it looks to me, the only people who are upset are people who want to steal, who want to waste, who want to fraud, and who want to obstruct. The Democrat Party has said it publicly. They're losing on every issue, so their only power, they're not winning in the courts because everything President Trump is doing is constitutional, is within his purview as the leader of the executive branch. So Every time they go to court, they file these frivolous lawsuits with district level judges, and the judges do a pause. And the Democrat Party and the media go crazy like, oh, Trump lost. No, they didn't. Whenever there's a motion or a suit filed, everything stops, which allows the court to be able to see what's going on. And then after everything lines up, it gets litigated. And guess what? President Trump has been destroying them in the courts of law. That's why Doge is still going on. And so, but it gets worse than that. Now, that was a reporting on Fox News. I want you to check out what, as you can probably already guess, MSNBC left-wing lunatics, Michael Steele and Simone Sanders are suggesting their people do. Let's check out what MSNBC is talking about.
Tuesday, Donald Trump will address a joint session of Congress. He's expected to tout his long list of executive orders, his major accomplishments so far, including several he signed just last night. One of them makes English, if y'all didn't know this, the official language of the United States. Our country has a 250-year-old tradition of not having a national language because we all kind of speak it. Charlie Sykes and Tara Setmeyer are back with us. Yes.
Tara, there just is irony the word I'm looking for. There's just something so Trumpian about standing before a legislative body that his party controls and touting accomplishments that he has accomplished without them, because he has such little regard for that legislative body, for the people who elected the members of that legislative body, that he is going to go and brag about the fact that he is already operating as a king.
If you're enjoying this video, you like the content, do me a solid. Hit that like button. I'll never ask you for a cash app. I'll never ask you for a super chat. But you hitting that like button, it is currency because it helps spread the video around. And if you aren't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. On the Real Politics Podcast, that's what we do. We discuss real politics. So when you hit that subscribe button, you'll get the option to be able to choose how you want to be notified. Select all. That way you'll be updated when I upload new videos.
I think Democrats should either, if they don't go, then, or if they do go, then they should sit there in silence. There shouldn't be any glad handing when he walks down that aisle. They should turn their backs on him in silence to make it known that they are not okay with this and that they are standing up for our democracy and they are not going to fawn over an American president who disrespects everything about this country and our Constitution.
I can't stand
yeah, but the price of eggs, Charlie, that's what 2024 boiled down to. To Tara's point about what the Democrats could be doing, should be doing, may be doing, you do have Nancy Pelosi making note, let him stew in his own juice. She tore up his speech at one point during one of these sessions. So yeah, let him. I guess somewhat to Tara's point, stand there alone without their support. How do you see the Democrat strategy here? Because it is going to be an interesting moment. I mean, the Congress is, I would say, make one correction. Trump didn't neuter the Congress neutered itself.
Oh.
Mean, it took the Clippers and did the deed itself. So what say you, sir?
Okay, so let's go to this point because that's an excellent one. In the Constitution, the Article 1, the first article is the power of Congress. So the founders envisioned Congress as being the most important branch of government. You think about Donald Trump's power, it rests on what? 4 Republican senators not willing to call BS on this. His margin in the House is just a handful. Literally a half dozen Republicans could essentially say, no, we are the Congress of the United States. We do not have to bend the knee to this narcissistic bully in the White House. So this is a surrender by Congress. I've been thinking about this all morning, what Democrats should do. The only thing I can say is that recognize how completely abnormal this moment is. And I think that part of what Donald Trump has done is he has shattered all of the norms. He has executed this constitutional revolution, and yet he wants to have the trappings of the constitutional order around him. The institutions still stand, but he is draining them of meaning and of power. And I think people need to recognize how utterly abnormal it is. Now, does that mean booing? No. Does that mean standing and turning your back? No. If I was a member of Congress, quite frankly, I don't think I'd show up. It's like, no, you know what? I'm not going. A lot of the Democrats will, but I do think that again, no glad handing. There can't be any of the normal rituals of all of this. And the Nancy Pelosi's suggestion, make it a short, clear message, make it clear to the American people that they are not accepting this, that they are going to fight against this, and that this is an extraordinary moment in American history. This is not just one more episode. And I know that we all say that kind of thing, but I think that at some point, if you say this is an existential crisis, this is a constitutional crisis, act like it, behave like it.
Yep.
Don't pretend it's same old, same old.
If I didn't, is it me or does it seem like he's almost calling on people to be violent? And of course, he'd never do it. But you got to watch what they call those the dog whistles. These folks really want people to do things to hurt that man. Allegedly, they want to hurt President Trump. They wouldn't care if his life was taken. I really believe that, man. And that's scary where we're getting at in this country, how psychotic these people are. And they really believe that them not showing up will somehow hurt President Trump or make him look bad. The Democrat Party is so out of touch that they don't realize Trump won the popular vote, the Electoral College. Everything he's doing is for the people, is what the people want. So I hope they keep fighting like this, because they keep fighting like this, we keep winning.
I think that is absolutely correct. The former comms strategist in me says Democrats should collectively not attend, including Leader Jeffries, and then they should hold a press conference after the response of Alyssa Slotkin, who's delivering the Democratic response. We'll see. I think the Democrats are going, and that's part of the dang on problem.
Right
here.
Go. But you see that that Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer, and they're still trying to say, well, we're going to show unity and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, if you're going to go, then you need to go and do something, to Charlie's point, drastic, to send the message. I wouldn't go. I agree with you.
Do not attend. Do not attend. Part of, you know what? We'll have more time to talk about it. I'll be taking wagers on my Instagram account about if the Democrats are going. Charlie, Tara, thank you.
You see how psychotic these folks are? Nancy Pelosi tearing up the president's speech. They're wanting people not to go, and the people that do go, they're wanting them to go and to be rude and obstruct and to delay and do all this stuff. And all it's going to do is continue to backfire for the Democrat Party. They keep thinking it's a messaging problem or a leader problem. It's not. It's a policy problem. Democrat policies don't work. It's not messaging. There's no message you can give to make the American people okay with having open borders. There's no messaging you can give to make us believe that the Biden economy was good when it wasn't. So it's not a messaging problem. It's a policy problem. And as long as they keep thinking it's messaging and that the American people want them doing this crap, no, the American people want them in there focusing on making prices lower. All they're doing is trying to fight Trump, orange man bad. And that's exactly why he got elected. And that's why the Republican Party will stay in power as long as we stay unified, on topic and on task and on message. Everything will go good. But I just wanted to show y'all this lunacy that's going on. And you literally have political figures, members of Congress, senators calling for the Democrats to either not show up to the joint session speech or show up and to obstruct it, which is insane. So let's say, I appreciate you for watching. If you haven't already, like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel. More than anything else, if you've been watching it this far, thank you so much. I really appreciate you hanging in there with me. Again, I'm Brian Maxwell saying I look forward to seeing you at the top. Over and out.